We have just seen how difficult it is to use only the variable cost in order to set the price. So it would seem that using a full cost, a cost which includes all the cost, could solve our problems when we want to set the price. A full cost is based on a different calculation than the one we use, a different cost classification. Instead of studying the cost behaviors in terms of variability and fixity, we will ask whether the cost we take into account, all of them, can be related directly or indirectly to a cost object. What is a cost object? It's something that we want to calculate the cost of, be it a product or a service. So when we look at the equation of the full cost of something, that's the direct cost which you can trace to that cost object, plus the indirect cost which have to be shared between the different cost objects. Most of the indirect costs are the overheads of the company, the headquarters cost, for instance. And in that case, you say that you allocate those indirect costs. This is a challenging difficulty, of course, but there are methods in order to do so. So once you have calculated your full cost, supposedly, when you know your unit full cost, you should be able to set a price using the same kind of equation as the one we mentioned before. We would say that price equals unit full cost plus the expected level of profitability. So we would start that like this. We would say that we have determined the unit full cost, and then we set the price using a cost plus approach, unit full cost plus the expected level of profitability. And then, of course, when we set the price of something, then necessarily there is an impact on volume. You know about the demand curves, and you know also about this concept, which is called PED, which stands for the price elasticity of demand, which is a derivative of the demand curve. And then the difficulty appears because this volume, which depends on price, will impact the unit full cost. Why? Because since the unit full cost includes all the cost, among those costs, you will find some fixed cost. And the unit full cost will decrease when the level of activity goes up, and vice versa, which means the unit full cost depends on the level of activity. So you understand that we are confronted with what Excel users know very well. When things go wrong, it's maybe because of a circular reference, a dynamic situation where the starting basis is not sound enough because the starting basis will change because of the relations you create. So I summarize again this idea. The unit full cost is used as a basis to set your price, but the price will impact the volume, and the volume will impact your unit full cost. And so you will never be able to know what unit full cost you could use as a basis in order to set the price, because that basis will fade away as soon as you set that very price.